Housing prices have some Coloradans reconsidering whether home requires a house. Some make this choice because they feel like they have no other option. 9 News reporter Nelson Garcia talked to people feeling the squeeze, people who chose a path on the fine line between homelessness and living rent-free.
The road to finding their own land and placing roots in the ground.
First fence post of the ranch.
Started 3 years ago.
Here, just hold this.
For Dave and Angel Cottle. The road in a van.
The van is where it all started, and we couldn't have done it without this particular van.
They decided to move out of their Littleton apartment when they say living in the Denver metro became unaffordable for hourly workers.
I've always been a server or a bartender. My husband has always worked for irrigation companies and done sprinklers.
As rents increased in Colorado, we knew that our ability to save for the down payments or whatever it might take to get a mortgage, that was slipping just further and further away.
They turned a work van into their home and embraced a movement known as van life.
We had seen and watched YouTube videos on it, and we figured that we liked each other enough that we could live in a van together.
Like others across the country, they spent the day in parks and places near a bathroom with a shower when they were not at work.
You only have to find a place to be overnight, and that's kind of the hard part.
Dave and Angel found areas away from homes with hopes of going unnoticed.
We've had plenty of times where we were a little fearful, but whenever we don't feel safe, we go.
They go for security. They go for weather.
The winters are scary to try to live in a van in Denver.
Traumatizing.
If you have wheels under you, it's probably best to go to somewhere like Phoenix for the winter.
She's a 1984 Chevy G30. She's been around for a long time, but she's only got like 90-something thousand miles.
David Guajardo has been living with his girlfriend Lexi for 3 months.
We have a little shower that we built.
In a van. They renovated themselves.
So this is our bed. It's a big one. It's California King. Pantry. Pop open this guy right here. We got a little DVD player right here. It's a nice little fan. Get some leaves and stuff caught in it sometimes. The bed folds up either way, that way. So we have basically 2 benches here and then a table in the middle.
Melanie Osh is living in an SUV with her boyfriend. They're all friends from Ohio who met up on the road in Colorado. With portable stoves to cook.
Just the outdoorsy type.
They're taking it slow after recently graduating from college.
We don't have rent to pay, which is really nice. So, I mean, that just saves a lot of money there. So I guess earning money on the way and just being able to spend that money on what we want rather than spending that money on housing.
But as far as finding places, it's really not too difficult. There's so many free places, like free campsites and like BLM land. So it's been pretty easy to, find somewhere as long as you're kind of away from the cities.
But sometimes trouble finds you.
Yeah, a deer just kind of came out of nowhere and smacked the side of the car. We got really lucky though because nobody was hurt.
Van life has grown so much. It is depicted in the movie Nomadland, which won the Oscar for Best Picture this year.
You are one of those lucky people that can travel anywhere.
Yes, ma'am.
And they sometimes call you nomads.
Sharing a story of people just trying to find work and survive, supporting one another.
So it takes a lot of the stigma off of it, and I really appreciate that they were able to do that, because I tell anyone that wonders about how my wife and I have been living for the last few years, watch that movie.
But in the mountains near Hartzell, they are writing their own ending.
This year is really the first time that I felt like we weren't homeless. Van life is so akin to homelessness. It's a slippery slope that so many people end up homeless before they end up owning property and building a home.
Over 3 years, the van life helped them save up to $2,000 each month so they can buy land in a place where neighbors are few and far between.
We gave up on our dream of buying a house down the hill. It just seemed like it was too much and it's too crowded, and we feel happy up here where we're at peace and we can build this. Everything is going to be done by us.
Not everything.
You're my love.
Dave and Angel are living wild and free.
This is like the best therapy ever.
Amongst kindred spirits. They are visited every day by free-range horses living on the land.
And they love to get that old hair off.
At the end of their long road, They went from van life to just life.
It can't get better than this.
With photojournalist Tom Cole.
Mama, that's not nice.
For Next at Night,
What are you doing?
I'm Nelson Garcia.